So let's get a candle alight, because for me this is always a little signal to my brain to say, oh, this is where we just get to pause. And what I'm sharing with you oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Look, my candle needs to be refreshed. How appropriate is that? So there's the first message for today. Do you need to refresh? Where do you need to be refreshed? And I'm you can't make this up, because I'm actually going to be working on this page today, which is about healing, and how appropriate that, you know, we just get to take that time to get a new candle. Let's shed some new light on all of this. This, as you will see, is a slightly messy page. And you know what? That's life. This is life. This is my book of life, and that's where I'm focusing my attention on my book of life today. And it can be a bit messy. And here is my messy page. And what I am going to do this morning, what do I need today? Always my question. What do I need? What do I need today? And I want to heal this page. I have released a lot of the stuff, so I'm going to get to heal it. And I've been just listening to some music and pulling out some images which spoke to me as I have been reflecting on how do I want to heal all of the stuff that was going on that page. Okay, and then I was going through my box of images, which I have a large box of images, and I found this, and this is over a year old, and it's I don't know I don't know where the image came from, but I love these words. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls our lives. And I'm going to use those words. I'll pull them out. I love that image, and I really want to. I want to make it my own. I want to make it my own. And these images wanted to come onto the page, so that's what I am going to do today. And I have, you know, part of the reflection this morning was that a year ago, it was all very exciting because I had just launched my book. My book, The Garden Party, had come out a year ago, and is that how amazing? I mean, there's part of me that still finds that quite surreal, and so I just get to recognise and acknowledge that today, and that is part of the healing. I've got this enormous word here, imperfect. You know, we are imperfect. Oh, I have a frog, of course, who wants to come onto the page, as always. Because, why does the frog want to be there? The frog wants to be there because, you know, we do the healing because we do the work. You know, this is Frog. Frog almost wants to just be under, but he does want to be seen, because how cute is he? So I'm going to start putting these images down, and the way this process can work is not allowing our, you know, just going with it, going, right, I'm just going to start sticking these images down, and a new story will emerge. A new story is ready to come to this page where I have poured out an issue, a concern, you know, of what was going on, of a time, you know, a few days ago when I was feeling particularly, oh my goodness, what on earth, you know, those what on earth is going on type moments. Now there's a little figure on there who you may or may not be able to see, but she wants to be seen. So, you know, and sometimes we just get to go, you know what, I just want to replay that bit. And we can do that. We can go, oh yes, I like that bit. I like that bit. There is pearls of wisdom. There is a message that comes when we are prepared to dive deep. I think that's what Frog wants to say. You know, I've got these lovely images of nature, because yeah, you know, that's where I feel most at peace and at ease, and that just wants a little bit taken off. You go, you know, am I prepared to discard some bits that are not working on my page? That is part of the healing process. I love this beach, and there's that real sort of angle that it's almost pointing. Oh, this feels like an arrow pointing me in the right direction. This is the way we're going. You know, we move forward. We don't stay stuck. And I think that's what those words, you know, healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It doesn't mean that you know, this particular painful page of where I was, well, I'll tell you, I was being particularly abusive to myself, telling myself, you know, and allowing the voice of my inner critic to have full reign. That's what this page was about. And, you know, it was pretty horrible. But we move forward. I love this arrow. That really speaks to me this morning, of moving forwards. I love these daisies. Daisies are just fun and bright and cheerful. So I'm going to have some daisies on my page. Daisies always remind me of my inner child, you know, making daisy chains. And you go, come on then, when did you last make a daisy chain? Oh my goodness, I don't even remember. And maybe that's the thing, you know, maybe that's the healing, isn't it? Of, let's go out and make a daisy chain today. Wow. I love this one, which is this really fast flowing river over these boulders, and that allows me, that allows movement. But isn't that interesting? It doesn't sort of want to, does it want to go there? Maybe it does. Let's just round off the corners, because, you know, life's not always beautifully square and shaped perfectly. Maybe that's why the imperfect wants to come. You know, it's sometimes we try and fit everything into nice square shaped boxes. And life's not like that. So, oh, that's better. And then you see it all, when we've got rid of all of those harsh corners, all of those edges, then I'm reminded that I can flow. There's this urn here. There's this beautiful old urn that's all covered in lichens. And there's that sense that I can then move with flow. I can climb the mountains. And this is what I love about these images, which wanted to appear on the page, and they're already starting to tell me a story, a new story, about moving through some uncomfortable bits. This frog, of course, is not in the same style of imagery at all. I'm actually going to use some scissors on him this morning. Normally I would just rib, but I'm just gonna. There's a little bit too much white, and you know, there's bits of this page that you go, oh, it's so beautiful. I've got these lovely magazine images and beautiful nature, and then Frog arrives. Now, let me talk a little bit about Frog. Frog for me is a symbol of the bits that make me feel a bit uncomfortable. I don't like the way they move suddenly. that's the key for me. But Frog is also a really super powerful symbol. I've come to learn that when Frog arrives, especially in a fun and quirky shape like this is where we get to dive deep. We get to dive below. Frog can live in water and on land, and has, you know, a powerful symbol of transformation and metamorphosis. You know, it's just incredible. And so, you know, when I was talk about, you know, oh, I get to look at my frogs. I get to look at the things that make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And this page was very much about, you know, the writing underneath was about the bits that made me feel uncomfortable. And as I'm just sort of allowing the scissors to move and just cutting this shape out, I'm remembering that. It becomes sort of quite meditative. Where does Frog want to go? Frog is saying, look, this is the way. Frog is showing me the arrow. What else have I got that wants to go on my page? Although I do want, maybe Frog comes up. Maybe Frog goes up there. I'm reminded that, you know, this is not perfect. Life is not. Life is, you know, life. We move through the we move through the sticky bits. I've got a little image here that was related to my book, and it's interesting. I'm undecided whether this comes on this page or not, but I think it does want to come on, because this is part of the celebration. This is part of the healing. This is part of the healing, the celebration that this is where I was a year ago. So I'm going to pop that up there. Got glue everywhere now. I found this little enchanted garden. I don't think I want the, let's have that word, enchanted, because it does feel like, you know, these places that I've got on my page, which are about healing, feel enchanted. It feels magical that I can come to these, you know, today is not a day when I'm going to be able to go to this beautiful river or this enchanted garden or climb these mountains or go to the beach. But I can come to this page. This is where the magic happens. This is where it feels like quite enchanted, that I can come to this page and feel and receive the healing of nature. I think that's why that wants to come there. Now, Froggy, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Do you want to go up there? Or do you want to come down here? I think he wants to come down here. And there's that, you know, he's sort of almost now covering that container. And I'm even going to break these words up. Oh! There's a... Okay, I have not seen that coming. Okay, so I have the word imperfect. Right, And what I thought I was going to do was break it all up and have them all dotted around. And all of a sudden I've got I'm perfect. Oh, hashtag you can't make this up. Hashtag you can't make this up. So what is that message telling me? What is that message telling me? Well, okay. Let's just breathe that in for a moment. So here's what the story is. The story that has landed for me on my page. It's you know, the healing, the willingness to dive deep, to go to the places where we feel a bit uncomfortable, where we allow the voice of our inner critic to have free reign, and then we can recognize that that's not true. It's going to come on there. That is what makes this process so amazing. That we do the work and we heal the old wounds, and what started as something that is imperfect becomes I'm perfect. This is perfect just where I am. Today is perfect. I'm not perfect, you know. I mean, I'm clearly not perfect, but my page is telling me that this is just, you're perfect just as you are. You know, how accepting am I of myself? With this process, I often think that what comes from one page leads to probably 3 or 4 other pages. That this is perfect just where I am. Just where I am, on my page, in my garden, and I'm going to deliberately use some of the imagery from my book, which I absolutely love. That this is perfect. This is just where I need to be in my book of life at this stage of my life. And again, I can drop into quite a meditative place as I just remove what isn't needed, take away what you don't need, discard what you don't need, coming up to the full moon. That this is a celebration of where I was a year ago and everything that happened before that allowed me to get to that place, because you know that's what Garden Party was all about, is all about. There we go. So I can come to this enchanted place. I'm perfect just as I am. I don't need to be anything other than I am. I'm still giggling about that. And the frog goes, look what happens. Look what happens when you do the work. I'm going to add some paint around here. What I really love doing is integrating this. And what colour wants to come? Let's just grab some paint. And what I really love doing is just putting this round with my finger, because you know, this is my book. This is where I get to claim my page. I add my DNA to the page, and there's nothing better than a little bit of finger painting to actually integrate all of these images and words and claim that this imperfect page is completely perfect. This is exactly where I am, and where I am is the perfect place. So thank you, Frog. Thank you, Froggy, for helping me see that. And, you know, just deep gratitude for this process. And just noticing where I want to really connect and engage with the page through my adding this with my finger. There's something amazing about finger painting that really helps integrate and embed the message of your page. Okay, so have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the garden.